Vinny from the PBD podcast and Piers Morgan just completely roast and nuke a crazy leftist on the Piers Morgan show, and the debate gets nuclear, it gets fiery. Vinny, by the way, from the PBD podcast is like always great and super fiery, and he's not like that annoying guy Adam. If you know how much I hate him, I don't hate him, but I'm rambling. Vinny's great. Adam, no, not so much. But let's just get right into it. By the way, guys, I'm posting every single day on my YouTube channel, trying to do 2 videos a day. Posted 2 yesterday. Make sure you like today's video, subscribe, and put the notification bells on so you don't miss my videos, and leave a comment, support, and let's get into the madness, the drama, the tea.
And he's getting away with it, and I'm so sorry to the working men and women who shell out their money to buy the stupid Bible, the stupid coin, the sneakers, these rubes who spend their hard.
The stupid Bible? Excuse me, bitch? What did you just say? The stupid Bible. You know, I remember when I used to think that when I was like a crazy atheist in high school, thinking I knew everything about everything, and I have never seen God, so how do I know God exists? Well, luckily I've been saved since then, and I'm now a Christian, and God and the Holy Spirit did reveal himself to me. It was an amazing experience and life-changing. I did not deserve it, but it's just funny because now I see other atheists who just completely ridicule the Bible, God, Christianity, and I can look at them and say, hey girl, hey, I don't know your name, you're a dumb bitch. You're a dumb bitch, and I pray that for your salvation, because honestly, burning in hell for eternity does not sound like fun, but it's just funny because I used to be an atheist. So when I hear people that are atheists like her say that and say how stupid the Bible is, it's just crazy because I can't believe I used to think that. But when you're an atheist, you're so religiously against God. It's quite literally a religion in itself, and I don't know. It's just crazy. I can't believe I used to think like that. The growth I've had is amazing. Praise God for entering into my life and choosing me to be saved as a Christian. But let's just get back into it. It's just, there's something about atheists where they think that they're so smart and that Christians, followers of God, are so stupid and they don't know what they're talking about and they're just believing all these stories. I know, because I used to think like that, and you really think you know it all, but quite literally, you know nothing.
Hard-earned money, because we can't get a livable wage in this country, to bow down to their so-called Jesus King, Donald Trump. I mean, I hope there is a God so that...
Wow, their so-called Jesus King, Donald Trump. First of all, I like Trump, but he's not Jesus. I actually think it's very cringe when conservatives love Trump so much that they try to compare him to Jesus or say that he's like the second coming of Jesus. No. He's not. Okay, that is, I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I'd be willing to bet everything on that.
That he eventually speaks to them and says, this ain't your boy.
Vinny, let me ask you about 2 comments about all this. One was the Biden campaign, who said he spent, Donald Trump, the weekend golfing, the morning comparing himself to Jesus, and the afternoon lying about having money he definitely doesn't have. And then Bill Clinton's Labor Secretary, Robert Reich, said on X whether he has an actual Messiah complex or is just conning his supporters. He's playing to a growing GOP faction that wants America to be white Christian nationalist state with Donald Trump as divine ruler. Your thoughts?
Piers, let's just be honest with each other from the beginning. Everything from the New York thing to everything that we've gotten to this point, they call it election meddling. All that we're talking about, everything that we got to this point, to your other guest saying, you know, he thinks this, he hasn't read this. Let's just be honest. From 2016, the Obama administration was spying on Trump's campaign, to Hillary Clinton with the DNC and all the Russian collusion, to all the fake impeachments, to 2020, FBI at Twitter suppressing all these stories. I think 60% of Americans wouldn't have voted for Biden if the truth was coming out. Now we're at 2024. All this fake, Mar-a-Lago's not worth 18. By the way, I've been to Mar-a-Lago. I was in a room that was worth more than $18 million. So it's all.
I've been there. And
True. I've been in Mar-a-Lago once. It's so cool to be there. It is immaculate. I mean, the architecture, the interior design in there. I mean, it's like a palace. It's crazy. Everywhere you look, there's something so detailed. It's kind of like Disney, which, by the way, I went to Disneyland for the first time my entire life with my family and daughter. That's why I was in Cali for the past 5 weeks, just got back home. That's why we're now ramping up the YouTube channel. But it's crazy how beautiful Mar-a-Lago is. And for people questioning the amount of money that Trump has, really? Look at him. Look at where he lives. And also, is that your best line of defense? I mean, gosh, they're just trying to come up with anything, scrape the bottom of the barrel to try to criticize Trump in any way possible. Cry more woke libs. Or as Benny Johnson says, get wrecked, woke lib.
Definitely
you
worth
nailed it,
more than 18 million. I completely agree. It
Yeah,
is.
and Piers, and here's the point, Piers. What else is this guy supposed to do? They hate him because he loves America. He's been saying it since the 80s. Everybody loved him. He was never racist. Now every single thing that he does, if he ran into a burning building, Piers, I'm being dead serious, and he saved 5 black children, 6 Mexican children, and 8 Asians, you know what they'd say? Why didn't you save more black people? You're racist. That's
Yeah, I mean, Vinny's going off. Go off, King. Okay, and it's so true. It doesn't matter what Trump does. They're always going to label him a racist, a sexist, a misogynist, every single istonism, okay? And so that's why, like, to Republicans and Trump, stop trying to pander to these certain groups because they'll always hate you. I can't stand when conservatives try so hard to make the woke left media like them. It's not going to happen. The only time they'll like you is if you're, like, former Trump supporter or a never Trumper, and you'll go on their shows and talk crap about Trump. So stop trying to appease people. And by the way, putting aside the fact that they will never like you, why would you want the approval of the worst people in America? I actually think it's a badge of honor, an endorsement, if you will, if bad people hate me. Yeah, please write your little newspaper articles about how I'm homophobic. There's a bunch of you Google my name about how I'm so homophobic. Fact check, true. I don't care. Please hate me. Please hate me. I love it. I revel in it.
That's what we've come to. That's what we've come to. And the guy is trying to raise money because they're trying to take everything from him, Piers.
You know,
But guess what?
my
They're
thing about
slowing him
Trump
down.
is...
You're not going to stop Trump.
Yeah, my thing about Trump is there's plenty of stuff you can go at Trump about completely legitimately. He says stuff every day that you can legitimately criticize him about, or at least confront him about. It's the way the left, for some unfathomable reason, think that massively exaggerating, and I come back again, I've said this a few times, but the day after he won in 2016, I met Chris Rock by chance at the New York Knicks in the VIP bit. We were eating food, and he's on the next table. And I said, why do you think Trump won? And he went, you know why? Because if someone's killed 10 people, don't go around saying they've killed 11. In other words, don't exaggerate how bad somebody is. If there's plenty of stuff to go at him about, don't exaggerate. Obviously, I'm not saying he's killed anyone, but the principle...
But Piers, do you...
Yeah, Pierce is exactly right there. It's, you know, the left has to lie and exaggerate so much that it's like, how can anyone believe their BS? If there's really so much terrible, incriminating info regarding Donald Trump that you claim there is, then why do you need to lie about it? It's like, they have to lie because they have to make him literally seem like modern day Hitler. So they must stop him at all costs, right? They have to convince themselves and their audience that that is the case.
Who is the left, in your opinion?
Sorry?
But I don't understand. Like, he's got 91 criminal indictments. Do you think the courts in the United States are run by the left?
Pretty much,
They just reduced his...
Bitch, do you not? Are you aware of anything going on ever?
I don't identify...
They just gave him a 60% discount.
Well, hang on, let me ask you a question.
They gave him a 60% discount off his civil fraud charge.
Francesca, hang on, look, let me just say something. I don't, listen, I'm not conservative. I'm not on the left because I think they've gone woke crazy. I'm kind of in the middle somewhere trying to make sense of all this. I think that with Trump...
The boogeyman, yes, I get
Look, he's facing 91 criminal charges. Do I think they're all valid? No. Do I think the stuff with Stormy Daniels is pathetic to go after an ex-president over that? Yeah, I think it's pathetic. And I think most of middle America does. So when it comes to the election in November, I think they're going to say, why did you victimize this guy? Whereas, in fact, if you look at what happened, if you look at the stolen election nonsense and the January the 6th nonsense, there's plenty of stuff to go at Trump about, which is legitimate. Yeah. But he's going to get lost in the wash.
He's not, wait. And guess what?
And yeah, I mean, let's just see what Vinny has to say. I'm going to shut my female mouth.
Piers, you would think that the left would wake up. Nothing is working. Nothing is working.
No,
it's not working. It hasn't worked since 2016.
Let me bring in Sage on that.
Oh my gosh.
Sage, look, I'll tell you another part of this, which is interesting. Rona McDaniel, she obviously ran the RNC. She was driven out of there because she probably wasn't MAGA enough. And she washes up at NBC, and they're going to make her a pundit. And then after 4 days, she's the victim of this kind of massive onslaught from NBC and MSNBC on-air talent. And I was watching this going, hang on a second. And she's been fired immediately. Because presumably just because she's a Republican who might have the audacity to espouse Republican views on air, and the media, the mainstream media in America, is predominantly skewed left. And this is a classic example because I remember MSNBC giving Jen Psaki a show after she was the White House press secretary. So they're clearly quite happy to take people from partisan political sides, just not on the right. And when you see that happen,
it just has to fit.
When you see that happen, Sage, as Elon Musk has said today, it exposes the bias. And that, again, plays into Trump's hands. Sage.
It's so blatant. It is absolutely so blatant. And it's been fascinating, by the way, to watch Elon Musk kind of evolve since before he bought X to now. And he's like, you know, a lot of people are saying what he says. I've never voted Republican. I never wanted to vote Republican. But because of how the mainstream media works, because of how this current administration has acted since before they got in, it's almost backing them into a corner, and they almost have no choice. It is so comical to me that all of the talent at MSNBC came together and threw basically one big fat tantrum and won. I think it's ridiculous. And I think it's so funny when you look at what the chairman said and how they take such pride in diversity of thought and having different viewpoints on our network. And then what do? A couple days after bringing someone on with a diverse, different viewpoint, then they fire her. So to me, this goes back to the whole reason why we're in this situation in the first place, because with your Donald Trump stuff, I mean, you can go on and say, well, he did this and he did that, and guess what? So did everybody else. The moment on the debate stage in 2016 with Hillary Clinton, when Anderson Cooper asked him about, did you evade the tax laws? And he said, absolutely. Well, why haven't the changed the laws? Why haven't the laws changed? Because every single one of you are using those laws as well.
Correct.
So it's such hypocrisy. And that's why the American people felt like, and I think feel like, he is the only alternative based on what the track record currently is with this administration. Most people don't want to vote for Donald Trump because of some of the reasons that your guests have pointed out. But look at the alternative. It's pathetic, and it's wrong that we're even in this situation.
Well, let me bring in Ava.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of speaking some truths here. Obviously, the hypocrisy of the left is insane. I mean, do I need to repeat it? We know this. They don't actually care about Donald Trump with his taxes. They're just trying to get him on anything they can. And guess what? They never, like she said, they never changed the tax laws because they are using them to their advantage, just like Trump did. But it's, of course, as a crime if Donald Trump does it. You know, when it comes to Donald Trump, it's find me the man and I'll find you the crime. That's what's going on. But shout out to Vinny. I think he crushed it in this. I always like what I see from Vinny. And Piers Morgan, I got into a Twitter fight with you once about the Second Amendment. You do lean left on some things, but I guess you're somewhat for free speech, even though I'm pretty sure you said Nick Fuentes shouldn't be on Twitter. So you're not really for free speech, but he's like a Bill Maher, right? Sometimes he agrees with us, so the conservatives try to like cling on to him. Whatever. I pretty much just hate everyone besides my family. Just kidding. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like it on your way out, and I'll see you next time.